Hey GH peeps, welcome back to my channel where we talk all things General Hospital. Today's late night review is for Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024. What is up, y'all? Woo, third day into the new year. How y'all hanging in there? Hope you hanging in there good. Hope you had a good day. Hope you're relaxing now, chilling out, eating lunch, eating dinner, depending on the time zone. Whenever you're watching this, I hope you know that you're enjoying yourself. How was General Hospital for you guys today? I don't know if you guys are feeling a little. I'm not going to say I'm even a little. I'm very disappointed with General Hospital. I like the idea that Nicholas is back. That's all great and dandy. We kind of knew that was going to happen. Side note, we didn't know that he wasn't responsible for some of the weird stuff that's been happening. I still don't know if I trust Nick on that, but still. But all of this was all going around why Laura Wright killed. She killed it. She killed it. Snot, bloodshot eyes, no makeup. Laura killed it. I have appreciated the transition of Carly. I am an official Carly Babes all the way. I have no regrets. That's my bitch. She me. I feel her. She's wacky. She's a liar. She does all kinds of stupid, crazy shit. But I have enjoyed every transition with Carly, from Sarah to Tamara to Miss Laura Wright that we have here. I will say every single one of them brought depth and identity to Carly's development in her character. I started watching at the time a little bit before Carly came into the picture because Bobby was younger then, but I was definitely there when Carly came in like a wrecking ball, and she literally wrecking balled her mother's life and pretty much her beginning of her time. And Sarah maintained herself phenomenally as Carly, and so did Tamara. I love Tamara. I had to get used to her accent because it threw me off, but she still rocked Carly. They each had a developing role in Carly's growth, and that's why we have Miss Laura, and she killed the game. And I was like, well, who would they have best to play this position in this time of Bobby's passing? And I gotta say that Laura is the right person. She was the right, even though there's, of course she was already Carly, so there's no way that they would have changed it. But she killed the game. She killed the game because she wasn't there for the parts that she was talking about that she destroyed her mom with. I mean, she still destroyed her mom with some of her bad decisions when Laura Wright came into the game, because it was the whole entire Alcazar crazy stuff at that time still going on. But she killed the game. She made it very believable. I felt it. I cried quite a bit, okay? I cried quite a bit because I remember those scenes. I remember those scenes very well. In fact, I was watching those scenes prior to me starting doing this review. That's what got me, I was like, wow, General Hospital's so dope. You know what I'm saying? So dope back in the day. And it still has its dopeness. I won't, take its shine. It's always been an up and down show. That's why we had other shows to watch. But anyway, I think I've talked 3 minutes in too long about my disappointment in General Hospital and not giving Bobby, Miss Jacqueline, the whole show. All these other ones could have waited till the rest of the week. I really did not care about any of it, not even the SEC situation. None of it. I mean, Sonny killed it. There was some good scenes, but I didn't care. That could have waited. I didn't care about none of that. We could have just focused on Barbie Memorial, just having everybody going through their experiences with Bobby and not getting Lucy, the Laura Lou Lucy show. That was it just felt cheap to me. Bobby affected so many different people. She was General Hospital. I mean, she's like one of the anchors. She was, of course, she's not at the beginning, but for a lot of us, she was for me. I remember her when she was young and hot mess. I remember her with, oh yeah, Scotty, all that. It was just, it was a hot mess. But yeah. Anyway, let's talk about it. Y'all let me know what y'all felt in the comments. I'm pretty sure Lakeisha you were not happy, Nikisha, because I know you weren't too happy about how they did it yesterday, and I'm pretty sure Sandy, you has some feelings about it too. And or I can't, Aurora, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. You ladies had expressed in the comments that it was not, you weren't too happy about how they did the Bobby scenes, and I'm pretty sure you guys have a strong opinion about it. Please leave your comments. Please like and subscribe if you like the content. I'm normally not a gloomy boomy, but this story touched my heart. But let's talk about it, because we're 5 minutes in and I'm still talking about liking and subscribing. Like and subscribe, and welcome new subscribers. I appreciate you guys. I hope I earned your subscription. I hope you enjoy hanging on the couch with us. We get crazy here, but let's go. So the show starts off with Lucy and Scott, and they're discussing their plans with Tracy. If I already knew this plan was not going to go well, I could have told you that. I could have told everybody. I'm pretty sure y'all all agree this plan is not going to go well. And of course, we know it's not. And she's telling him to slow down, and and let's just take our time, take your time romancing her, get her to Vegas, get some romancing going, get some wine, some edibles, because Lucy knows all about the edibles, those gummy worms. Get her some edibles, and then you add a little Elvis Presley preacher, and now you got all her money, we got all her time, we got all her money. Scott's like, well, I'm doing it, but Luke did that same exact plan, and I was saying to myself when Lucy first said the plan, I was like, ain't that what Luke did? You really think Tracy's that naive? And she does. Lucy thinks that Tracy is that naive and will fall for it again, and I just can't wait. And I like Lucy, but I can't wait for her to fall on her face. I'm sorry. I'm so tired of her and her stupid decisions. That's how she got everybody caught up when they were in the hideout house the last time, because she just had to be in the nurse's ball. It just wasn't going to happen without her. Ugh, gosh, she gave me a headache during that time. And she's giving me a headache now. But anyway, moving along. Scotty's talking about how he's texting and he's actually thinking he's flirting with Tracy, and I'm like, how old are you, Scott? Okay. Anywho, yeah, whatever. So they talking about just trying to take advantage of Tracy, and Tracy's going to catch their ass, and I'm all for it. I am all for it. And I honestly think Scott might actually not be liking what he's doing. Like he said that he's made these mistakes before, and he knows he's probably making one now with Lucy. Normally that's true. Side table is Kevin, Laura, and Mr. Marty Martin. They're taking selfies, talking about Lucy commingling with Scotty and how that's not a good thing. And how does Marty Mart feel about it? And he's like, well, Lucy deals with me and my 3 ex-wives and the whole entire alimony thing and everything else. And the fact that he's keeping a lot from her. Just saying he is. He's actually working with Tracy. Lucy don't know that. I mean, he can't disclose it, even though he did disclose shit to Michael. But anywho, while they're all talking, Laura gets the call. And it's from Lucas. And he's calling to let her know. He's calling actually to look for Lucky's phone number so he can let Lucky and them know what's going on. But he tells her about Miss Barbara G. And Scotty and Lucy, as they're up there doing their thing, they turn around, they see Laura's face change, and they're like, because Marty had stepped off. Marty's gone. He had to go take care of some client. But so it's just Kevin and Laura now. They see Laura's face, and they come in and they're like, what's going on? What's wrong? And she says, Laura tells Scotty, because Scotty was, courting, oh my gosh, him and Bobby, and him trying to go after Sonny and Carly at that time. Gosh, I gotta watch the old school General Hospital. It was crazy. But anyway, she tells Scotty the news, and Scotty's like, what in the fuck? You could tell he was visibly kicked in the chest, because him and Bobby have a lot of history. A lot of history. And she tells him that, yeah, they shouldn't say anything, because of course, that she was just trying to get Lucky's information, and they don't want the kids, Carly's kids, to know, without than first hearing it from your mother. So they all have flashbacks of Bobby, and Lucy has one of Bobby and her when they were talking about BJ, and when Lucy asked for a hug and Bobby gave her a hug. Bobby was vindictive. I ain't gonna get you wrong, but she was also, Carly was right about something. She was forgiving. She did forgive her daughter. She forgave a lot of people, actually. And some people she did. Because she did, I mean, her and Lucy had a love-hate relationship. We'll just put it like that. So, and then Scotty has memory lane of her and with them having dinner, him telling her how beautiful she was. Laura has a memory, a flashback of her. And that's what I'm just like, these little clips of flashbacks pissed me off. This could have been all day. I would have loved to go down the Bobby memory. Y'all would, man, if y'all hadn't watched Bobby back in the day, y'all would love her even more. Jackie Zeman was top notch, honey. She brought some wildness to poor Charles. I'm going to tell you that right now. That hospital was a rocking and a rolling, okay? But, it's just, so yeah, so Laura has her memory lane of when Bobby was there comforting her at the hospital and telling her that they were family. And Laura even says, Luke or no Luke, Bobby was always going to be my sister. I loved her. And they all agreed that they loved her and that she was a good person. I think that I mentioned all the flashbacks. And Bobby, and then Scotty says some things. He was like, man, because he was, he said, I loved her and I still do. All these stops and starts. We were great. We were really great. He just couldn't make it. He just couldn't make it last. And I'm going to lie. If y'all watched him back in the day, you would see why. Scotty was a hot mess. A young hot mess then. But he was a hot mess. Mr. Baldwin was on it, man. He was, oh my gosh. And he gave Bobby good reasons to dip. So, I think one of them was Lucy. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty, it wasn't, and a whole bunch of other stuff he was doing. But moving along, and he was like, maybe it was a love that wasn't supposed to last. Or Laura says maybe it was just something deeper than that. And then Lucy's like, yeah, forever friend. And they all agree that's what Barbara Jean was. She was a forever friend. She was too, but she was forever feisty and forever, man. I love me some Bobby girl. When I met Bobby, I just knew Carly was gonna be something else. But let's go on to the Quartermaines. We're gonna keep moving along. And Brooklyn steals her grandma's phone and sees that she's getting flirting texting from Scotty. And she's like, what the hell is going on with this? And Tracy's like, it's nothing, ain't nothing at all. I responded to one text and I then opened up the floodgates and now bloom, blooming. And so it just kept going off. And, where is this saying that there's the text? Okay. Grammys, I'm sorry, I lost myself. And then Brooklyn says, Grandma, he's flirting with you. And then Chase walks in and they talk about, turns out that he was just, Chase walks in, turns out he was just covering for the lead detective. And Brooke catches him up about the SC situation and how Lois opened her mouth. And I'm like, why are we mad at Lois? Why are we taking it out on everybody else but the people that were actually involved? What? Now you mad too, Brooklyn? You're supposed to have your mama back. You weak for that. Oh, girl. Anywho, to make a long story short, they teased Tracy about not living her life to the fullest and tell her that she needs to be experiencing life more and having fun. And Brooklyn adds the gram to her phone. I guess that's the Instagram of the soap where it's called the gram. and she adds Alexis and Laura and one more person. I can't remember who the other person is. But she adds them all to her phone, and she's like, yeah, look at them having the time of their life while you're sitting at home watching the ball fall. And she's like, don't make fun of don't make fun of the memory of Dick Clark. And then she kicks him out with love. And they go home happy. So we're going to go over to the art gallery. And Ava is just wrapping up from a fundraiser. And she tells the guard to help her, to walk her help out. And she's going to clean things up to make it easy for Miss Trina when she comes into work the next day. And lo and behold, who comes through the door but Mr. Nicholas? Ava thinks it's the guard, but it's actually Nicholas. And he puts his hand over her mouth and she pushes him off of her. And she's like, what the hell? And Ava, they discuss him leaving him for dead, and him spending money in Europe. And she was like, good trip. He says, you sound angry. And he's like, he says, you sound angry. And she's like, I'm beyond angry. And he's like, you almost killed me and left me for dead, and you're angry at me. These two right here, they're cute. I like them. I would like them to get back together, actually, because they were just two hot messes together, but we'll see. Well, and basically, I'm not going to spend too much time on this one either, because basically Nicholas, in some weird way, wants Ava back. And are just to apologize to Ava for everything that he took her through and everything that he allowed to happen to her. And he apologizes for the Esme thing and for them getting played and getting used. And she's like, you're not taking responsibility, because he tried to say it was Esme's fault that, he was seduced. And he was like, I just can't, her and Ryan was playing Spencer against the woman I love. And he's like, I really loved you. And she's like, I really loved you too, but we were rotten to the core. We were disgusting. You cheated on me. He was like, but they set us up. She's like, boy, it doesn't matter. Our problems is way bigger than that. We were going to either end up together or doing this, breaking up sooner or later, or destroying each other sooner or later, because we were rotten to the core. And she did bring up over several times about him trying to kidnap little Avery, and him telling him, I would have never, ever done that. And she's like, I don't know. And then she asks him about the guns and about the Windermere purchase and about killing Austin. And she lets him know, you can eliminate a threat, so don't sit here and play coy with me. And he's like, no, I didn't do none of that. I don't even know what you're talking about. I only came in here to tell you that since Ryan got what he deserved, we should go after Esme. So I guess they're going to fall back in love going after Esme, which is crazy, but we shall see. Let's go on over to the Savoy. So Mike tries to whisk Willow away before she can hear everything, and Sonny's like, no, it's out in the open now. Everybody needs to know. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Yeah, and Michael's like, okay, and Willow's like, and then so he says, so you did? So, no, I'm sorry, I'm messing the story up. Sonny then turns to Nina and says, so you really told the SEC on Carly and Drew? You really turned in the mother of my child? You hate her that much that you wanted to send her to prison? And that's when Willow's like, wait a second, you did that? You started this nightmare? And Nina's like, well, let me explain. She's like, don't you dare touch me. I think she said, don't touch me. Yeah, she did. Don't you touch me. She just like, whatever. She walks off. And Nina goes to try to go after her, and Sonny says to her, haven't you done enough already? You're just a people ruiner. When he said she's a people ruiner, I was like, well, I mean, isn't that what she was when y'all got together? I mean, the woman did lie to your family, Sonny, and tell them that you were dead, continued to let them believe that you were dead all along, where you was in some Potuck town playing like you was Mike. I mean, I don't know what Sonny was mad about. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, why are you surprised that she would lie to you to your face? And she's been lying to you since the time you met her. Y'all tell me, Y'all tell me what y'all think about that. Because I was so shooketh by the fact that I was behooved by it. I was like, I mean, and Sonny was throwing some shade at her. Classic Sonny. Throwing shade. He didn't throw no bars. And there was no glasses thrown, thank God. But, Nina keeps talking about how she was on her way to tell him. And Sonny's like, I don't want to hear your damn excuses. Why, Nina? Why would you hate the mother of my children that you would send her to prison out of spite? And she's like, well, that's not exactly. And he's like, remember when Willow in the situation? He was like, and then Willow's like, don't you dare use me. Don't you dare use me, woman. And she storms off. That's when Willow storms off. When she starts to bring up what happened to Willow. And I was kind of like, why? I wouldn't even do all that, Nina. I'll just say it like this. Carly got in my way and I wanted her removed. All that other stuff talking about how you never had your daughter, that had nothing to do with Carly, how you never had your daughter. Now, up to the time of the recent, whatever happened, yeah, you can blame her for that. But now, not ever knowing your daughter, that wasn't Carly. Okay, well, I guess if you're talking about Nell. And have we even done blood tests on these kids to confirm? I mean, I guess we did when Willow did the thing for Nina. That's how they were confirmed that she was her mom. So yeah, ugh, just can't believe Nell. Well, I believe Nell more than I believe Willow. But anywho, where was I at? Time she pissed and walks like I'm mine and tries to tell you and says I regretted it immediately, calling the SEC. He was like, immediately, before or after you could have put Carly in prison. Donna's mother, Scout's father, was sent to prison, got his ass beat. And then they discuss, how he was kidnapped and how he finally was able to come home to Scout after being kidnapped and brainwashed for thousands of years, and how you just ripped him from his daughter again, an innocent man. And that's when Nina says, wait a minute, hold up, they weren't innocent, they did an actual crime, Sonny. And I'm looking like, and you're actually married to a crime lord, but we gonna digress. But they did an actual crime, Sonny. And he's like, so you saying he deserved it? The man almost died in prison. He deserved that? You okay with this? No, of course I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. Then what the fuck are you saying, Nina? With her I'm sorry to her. And she's like, I wasn't thinking. He's like, damn right you weren't thinking. Drew almost died. Let me see. And he said, oh, she's like, this is anyone didn't, let's see, they weren't innocent. Anyone could have reported it. He says anyone didn't. You did, Nina. There's a lot to process. I was on my way to tell you. He's like, well, I don't believe you. You're a liar. And I'm like, I don't know why you would believe anything she had to say when y'all started off on a lie. I'm looking at him like, you a fool. You played yourself in the first place. Yeah, I understand. They could have wrote this differently because they just made Sonny look like a sap. Now you mad because she lied to you. She been lying to you and you didn't have no problem with her lying to you and making you think that it was okay for your family to think you were dead. I think that's way worse than this shit. I mean, yeah, it's petty as fuck. That is fucking true. But we thought you were dead. And she was prancing around, falling in love. Y'all falling in love, and we planning funerals and shit. So I'm just fine. I call tomfoolery on Sonny's anger. If he overlooked her bringing up Michael's bad history and all his, I ain't gonna say bad, all the terrible things that happened with Michael when he was younger. If he was okay with her doing that to his son. I call bullshit. He tells her basically to go and apologize to Carly. He don't want to hear her apologies. And she's like, you're just telling me that because Carly's going to rip me a new one and you can't because you love me. And he's like, girl, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for you. Just go do what you got to go do. And then he walks off to the chapel to pray. Now, I really don't care if they get back together or not. I just kind of want to see him, you know, with Nina. I mean, not with Anna before that happens. I'm being messy. I can be messy. I can be messy. Because it's definitely for sure certain that he ain't going back to Carly and him. And I'm cool with that. I'm actually cool with that. I don't want Carly with Drew, but Sonny and Carly have probably danced the last dance they can have. He does tell Nina not to touch him before he walks off, and I thought that was hilarious. Two people that she loves told her, don't you dare touch me. Oh, and she's like, I'm not going to let you go, Sonny. I ain't going to let you leave me. And I'm like, that sounds about right. You remember how she came in there in that wheelchair pretending like she was handicapped so she can get her honey back? I'm for the shits. This is going to be lovely. I can't wait to watch this. But anyway, Willow, shots are fired. Okay, these two right here, this was some insane conversation. And Willow's basically mad because she walks off. They have a little short scene. She walks off, tells Michael she ain't no damn flower. He could have told her what the hell was going on. And then Mike's like, oh, like you told me about the cancer thing. And she's like, what? You did, motherfucker, for real? You gonna throw that in my face? And he's like, well, it's kind of the same thing. You wanted to protect me and not tell me about you dying. Well, I wanted to protect you and not tell your mother that she was lying. Of course, Willow. It's like, boy, cut it out. He's like, well, you were getting so close to Nina. She was like, how it was getting close? And she was always changing plans, ducking and diving, acting weird. And then she was like, wait a second. Now think about it. And of course, she put two and two together. And the last thing she asked him is that you were getting some out of this keeping Nina's secret thing. I'm pretty much sure she knows what he was doing. Because she said every time Nina's voice came up, he had a cold look on his face. And I'm like, shocker, he hates the motherfucking bitch. All right, I saved the best for last. And I'm going to try my best to get through this so that this video is not 40,000 minutes long. I labeled this Carly Babes. Carly flashbacks to when she wanted to change her name back to Spencer. And she asked her mom, is that okay? And before y'all say, well, why would she ask her mom that? It's because of all the hell that Carly caused her mother. She always was very insecure about their relationship, which came out in these scenes. Laura killed the scene. Laura killed the fucking scene. I am going to get through this as best as I can without dying slowly inside. And then Barbara Jean tells her, that's more than okay. It's as it should be. And it was a beautiful scene because I remember that scene. And Drew is handling the affairs with Lucas and getting Barbara Jean's body back home. And Carly reflects on her mom not liking to fly and how she's going to be scared flying on the plane, and she has nobody there to comfort her. And then she's like, I keep talking about it. It's like it's her actual living body, and it's not her body. No one needs to be there for her. And then she's going to be okay. And Drew tells Carly that her mom is one with the universe and is everywhere. And she's like, I gotta tell the kids. I don't want anyone to tell my kids without me telling them. I don't want them to hear it from the streets. And he's like, Lucas already said that he was going to keep it on a hush until you were able to get the kids to tell the kids. And he said, and I want you to take, she's like, I gotta tell my kids. And he's like, I need you to take it. If you need to take some time before you tell them, take all the time you need. Take hours, And I'm looking at it like this. I'm looking at Drew like, okay, first of all, why the fuck are you even there? Why are you there? Why aren't you calling Michael? Why aren't you calling Joss? Why, Drew? I'm sorry, guys. This is another reason why I hated how GH did this. Because the people that were there during the Carly and Barbara Jean phase, it's not Drew. No, not at all. It was Sonny. And it was her children. And it was Scotty. It was all of those, Laura, Luke. Not Drew. And I was, I'm glad she wasn't by herself, but Drew, not Drew. I kept wanting him, when he said take a few hours to call your children, I would have been like, I'm going to call your kids. You need your kids. You need your family. I'm going to call your children. And then while I was calling her kids, I would have called Sonny. Because she needs all the people that love Bobby, that can hold her up right now. She don't need you, Drew. Psycho DV Drew. She don't need you, Mr. Controlling. She needs you to step out of the way and let her kids comfort her. I'm glad you're there. Be the backbone. You that's what you're supposed to be doing. But you need to call them kids and get them to their mother now. I didn't even write down too much of what he said after that, because I got so irritated when he said take a few hours to call your kids. Take a few hours? No. You sit here, let me handle the phone calls. Let me get the people here. I would have let my honey sit there, and I would have, hey, you need to get here. Especially if I'm the step person. I'm not the person with the history. I need history people here. So but your mom can have some comfort. Your mom needs all of you. And I would have been calling her kids, not telling her to take a few hours to call them herself. Hey, you need to get over here and talk to your mom right now. It's an emergency. I guarantee you, whatever they was going through, maybe not with Michael at first, but he would have tagged ASAP, 911, get yourself to your mom's. I'm pretty sure they would have dropped whatever they were done. Willow, all this conversation, everything would have ceased, and they would have been right there for Carly. And then we wouldn't have stupid ass Nina coming over there to throw some bullshit on my girl while she hurting behind her mom, and we wondering why Carly gonna lash the fuck out. Okay, guys, I'm getting beside myself and taken away from the scene of what happened today. But I was just so pissed off. I was so pissed off. If Carly hadn't done, I mean, like I said, Carly killed it all through and through. She went through talking about when she hurt her mom, how she came into town, wrecking her mom's life, and how her mom forgave her. That's who her mom was. She talked about how she feels responsible because she should have fought for her mom to come home, and that she felt before she even left that she shouldn't have left. And she said, if I should have fought for her. She talks about how she rushed her off the phone on Christmas because they had to get to the Christmas program, and if she knew that was the last time that she got to talk to her mom, she would have told her how much she respected her, honored her, loved her, cherished her, loved her. Laura Wright killed it. Man, she killed it. Girl, she killed it. I'm trying to keep it together. Bobby, they did say that Bobby died peacefully in her sleep. So they honored Miss Jackie Zeman that way. They didn't make a stupid story about it. Thank God. They did that right. And Drew's like, you shouldn't have any regrets. She says, but I do. I have nothing but regrets. I have nothing but regrets. And I'm thinking about all the stuff that they went through. And I'm like, I can feel her pain. I can feel her pain. I really do. Even though I know this is not reality, guys. I'm not stupid. But I felt her pain. Because I grew up with that family. She's like, she had every reason to never speak to me again, and she forgave me. It was Bobby. She just loved unconditionally. She taught me so much. And Drew leaves to make calls to the embassy to make sure everything's going smoothly, and that's when the knock's on the door, and it's Nina, and I'm just livid, because I'm like, of all the places. And this happened because there was no phone calls made. Because if Michael would have got that phone call, he would have told Sonny, grandma passed. He would have ran back. Even if he would have thought, I don't know. But Sonny would never have sent Nina over to Carly's house if he would have known what condition Carly was in. I just hate that. I hate how they wrote this story, guys. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. The flashbacks were beautiful. Yeah, that was great and all, but Jackie deserved the whole. She deserved the whole General Hospital, and they kind of let me down. I'm sorry, guys. I will do better tomorrow. I apologize if I'm getting a little too emotional and a little too crazy about this. I hope I don't lose any subscribers. But this is my true feelings. Please like and subscribe. If you like my content, if I didn't scare you away, please come back and hang out with me tomorrow. Sorry for the long video. You guys have an excellent night and be well and stay well. See you tomorrow.